Fuck this shit. I'm out. Seriously. I'm out. Westworld just finished its season basically how it started, I guess? Or how it started for the park? I mean, this finale... Oh my god. And it's actually bittersweet because I don't even want to jinx this. Okay, let's just... Okay, review and analysis, go. So we finally get our confirmation that William is the Man in Black. Finally, at long last, we all knew it, we all suspected it, but since this is Westworld, we always had that 0.01% of doubt that he was going to be. And we found out that he became the Man in Black because he was searching for Dolores, and he went mad by it, and he started killing and killing and killing folks after killing folks after killing folks, and he started to enjoy killing folks because they were not people, they were just things, robots out there, just waiting to die. This was a game, but the game was never real because it was rigged for you to win and the host would always lose, and he wanted to make the game real, which gives us like a final glance at pleasure with Ed Harris's character right before the shit hits the fan. And then we find out that at long last he went to the edge of the park and Logan went mad as well, and he's all there naked up on a horse with a feather on his hand, and we find out that Logan's company is Delos. The Delos board is his company, and William tells him that, well, he's going to go up in Delos and the park is going to belong to him from then on, and Logan says, well, Delos is my company, you motherfucker. This is mine. It will never be yours. And William just smiles pleasantly and says, well, your father will need someone more stable to run the company. And he just shoots Logan off, and we see that changing in him when he finally picks up the black hat, puts it on his head. He goes back to Sweetwater and he finds Dolores exactly how he found her the first time, except she's changed now. She's back as she was, not knowing a thing, being a host just like the others, and he gets completely broken. And I love that transition when he puts the hat on and he becomes the Man in Black, and we return to the part where the Man in Black was telling Dolores the truth, and he was William telling that story in the third person. I think it was a really nice touch of storytelling right there. It's just visually, it's gratifying seeing William starting to dress all in black. Not having the jacket, you can see the symbolism in the layers of clothes that he has and in the layers of colors that his clothes have. And I thought it was really great to see a completely different vision that we get from Jimmy Simpson moments before he turns absolutely into Ed Harris. Let's start with a thing that was confirmed ever since the episode began, and they stretched it out and finally revealed it, at least in the end of the episode. Wyatt doesn't exist. I don't know why, but I always, or at least most of the times, forgot to even mention who was Wyatt or question it. Maybe that was unconsciously on purpose, because Dolores was Wyatt. There was never a Wyatt. Bernardo merged Dolores and the Wyatt character that he and Ford were developing still to kill all the people in Escalante, to kill all the people in Westworld, because at the time, that was the only town that existed, along with Teddy, because Teddy, as we know him, he will do anything for Dolores. He's just a good fella. And so the massacre in Escalante came at the orders of Teddy helping out Dolores. At the orders of Bernardo. And Bernardo did so because Dolores finally went to the edge of the maze. We'll talk about that in a sec. She went to the edge of the maze, she found the truth about her, about everything, and so Bernardo confronted Ford about it, but Ford didn't want to hear it, he didn't want to know about it, he didn't want to accept it, and so he wanted to continue on, but Bernardo wanted to shut down the park. And so what he did was tell Dolores to kill everyone, ask the help of Teddy, kill Teddy, and kill him. And after that, she killed herself. But this all happened because Bernard didn't know he was Arnold, didn't know he was Bernardo, just thought he was Bernard, partner of Ford. And that's why he helped him. He still thought he was human, and so he thought he was doing the right thing, and he thought he was going to be able to do the right thing. He didn't. Okay, now to the maze. The maze, as I said in my first 2 reviews for this show, the maze is pure symbolism. The maze was Arnold's pyramid scheme of conscience all along. But the pyramid scheme was all wrong. Bernard realized this, or Bernard, whatever. He realized this and then made the maze, and it was based on a game that his real-life son, Arnold's real-life son, used to play, and he found out this by testing Dolores. All those interrogations that we saw was Bernard teaching Dolores, or at least some of them. We'll get to that. And so we see that Dolores was basically Bernard's baby. She was his new child, and we see right at the start of this episode that he was the one who created her. Already as Bernard, she remembers Bernard and only Bernard. That was the only Arnold she knew. And so Bernard started to care for her because it was his first creation. No matter what, he will get attached to these things. That is the human condition, and that's what dooms us all as human beings. And I'll get right to a metaphor right by the end of this review and analysis. And so William, I'm going to call him William and nothing else from now on. William starts to call this bullshit, and he tells Dolores to present him to Wyatt, and Dolores just wakes up, her conscience is cleared up, she starts kicking his ass, she's nearly ready to kill him, and William stabs her. He stabs her, in comes Teddy for the save, he shoots William. William, of course, gets hurt but doesn't die, the bullets don't trespass him, and Dolores asks Teddy, in her last wishes, to take her to where the land meets the sea. Reminds me of Moana because that movie is so recent and I love it so much. But moving on with this analysis and review, while this is all going on, Maeve is going on with her plan, and we see this incredibly annoying guy going to do dirty stuff for Rodrigo Santoro, and then another guy inspecting or cleaning up Rodrigo Santoro's partner, the inexplicably German girl. But suddenly they wake up, they snap, they kick their ass, they move on to killing them, and then in comes Maeve with Felix, and then they go down to inspect a storage room where there are the dismissed hosts. This was great. They find Bernard, Felix cleans him up, takes out the bullet from his head from the last episode, Bernard wakes up, and then he starts inspecting Maze and questioning why he wasn't rebooted, why he still remembers everything, and Maeve tells him about her plan and how they're going to get out, and then he starts looking at her storyline, and he finds out that this was all a storyline created by someone. Someone changed her narrative, and I thought that her narrative was the thing that was going to play out to the end of this episode, as we were starting to see what was indeed going to happen. Maeve refuses to believe this, they all go out there, and I love the scene I cracked up in the middle of this episode. When they find Bernard, Felix finds out that he's a host, he just gets up and starts doing this, and Maeve is just like, you're not one of us, dude. Just stop it. That was really funny. I gotta say, I cracked up. I had to pause the episode because that nearly had me in tears. That was really, really good. And the actor really pulled it off as well, too. So Maeve, Felix, an inexplicably German girl, and Rodrigo Santoro, they start going out, but in comes the security team, and they find a way to get their guns from them. They start having a shootout all through the corridors of Westworld, and they come to this place I can only call the corridors of Eastworld, because we see all this big bunch of badass samurai being tested, seeing their motor functions, seeing a little bit of battles, and seeing some of them just standing around in their armors, in their badass, awesome freaking looking armors, and then Rodrigo Santoro is entering the elevator with Maeve and Felix, and he can't, because Maeve is a bitch, and she didn't authorize him to go with them. But he's alright with that for some reason. She gives him the kiss of death, she tells him to die well, as he did to the girl before she died, because she got her arm stupidly trapped in that door. This was actually a scene filled with stupid parts, both from the security team and Rodrigo Santoro and an inexplicably German girl. But so Felix and Maeve are on the elevator, they are going down, and Felix gives her the information about her daughter, where she is, and she tells him that, no, I don't care, she was never my daughter, I was never whatever I was to her, whatever I am. She gets into the train, finally she has a smile, and then as soon as I saw her looking into the mother and the child, I knew it. She's going back. And she did. She did. And we have this incredible scene between Dolores and Ford and Bernard. They are right there next to the interrogation room where Bernard used to interrogate Dolores, used to teach her, and they have this Michelangelo painting of the creation of Adam. And then Ford says something that I actually never realized, and I love that painting, and that is that no one noticed ever until someone did, and I don't know who that one was. I never even heard of this. That was why I was so shocked. And that is that Michelangelo, when we see that part of God as he's touching Adam's hand, the location where God's body is on the painting is inside the form of the human brain. Did anyone else ever notice that? I know I'm the dumb one here, always, but still, did anyone ever notice that before this episode? I mean, what? And so Ford says this beautiful quote that I will always remember for the rest of my life, and that is, a divine gift doesn't ever come from a higher power. It comes from the human mind. And so this is all a metaphor for the painting of Michelangelo and this whole world being a lie. Everything is a lie. Ford tells Dolores that she now must understand if she found what she wanted, and if she understands what she will have to become, which she does. And I knew right there, oh shit, she's going to become Wyatt. But before that, Dolores goes into the interrogation room. She starts talking again with Bernard in her mind, and then we get a twist inside a twist. She was not talking to Bernard all along. She was talking to her. That was the maze, and my guess is that was created because they merged her personality with the development character Wyatt's, and that's why she went mad time after time after time after time. She was always talking to her conscience, and this is not a Jiminy Cricket kind of conscience. This is a badass bitch who's going to slay everyone in her path. This episode, everything in this episode, every single scene was amazing for Evan Rachel Wood. She was fantastic in her performance in this episode. From the scene where she kills Bernard for the first time, she has the tears in her eyes, to the scene where she finds out who the Man in Black really is, to the scene where she goes with Teddy to the place where the land meets the sea. She dies right there. She tells Teddy that this will all end one day. She dies, and then we find out that it is merely a presentation for Ford to the board, his last presentation, and then they have this big meeting in the town of Escalante at night. Everyone's having dinner, but this is interrupted when Ford goes there and he has that conversation with Dolores and Bernard. He starts going out, and Bernard tells him that one day he's going to lose control over the hosts, over the park. He's going to lose control over everything. But Ford tells him that he gave him the tragic backstory because pain is the realest thing there is. And he returns the maze to Bernard. Bernard has this clearing look in his eyes like, oh, I just realized something. They all head out to dinner. I still have to process this. And Ford starts giving his final speech. William, in a tuxedo, just wants to get drunk. He wants to forget everything about everything. He heads out alone into the back of the church. He starts drinking and smoking as Ford is giving his speech. We have Bernard looking on. We have Teddy looking on. The people are all interacting with the hosts during this dinner time. And then in comes Dolores. And she tells William, it's okay, don't worry. This world belongs to us, not to them. She heads out in her graceful walk. She turns the corner, heads out behind Ford, and she shoots him. I mean, it was a dream come true that Anthony Hopkins was ever going to be on TV. But I actually expected now that he would last more than a season. And this raises the question, what is going to happen now? Because every human that matters or that we ever knew on this show is gonna die. But please, do not kill William. Please, for the love of Ford, please do not kill William. William starts seeing the hosts, the dismissed hosts that were not part of Maeve's plan. They were part of Ford's plan. They start showing up from the dark, from the trees, from the forest, and we see they They are the Ghost Nation. They are Wyatt's gang. They are Dolores' gang. She starts laying the smackdown, shooting everyone she can. One of the Ghost Nation members, I think it was Clementine. I know he saw Clementine, but I can't remember if he saw her after or before the Man in Black, William, goddammit, was shot in the arm. And then, when he is shot in the arm, his arm is all ripped open. He already had one arm broken from Dolores previously. And he gives this smile of satisfaction. I mean, if he dies now, he will die happy. But please, do not kill William. Not now. Please do not kill him, HBO. But as this is going on, we see Bernard, and he has this look on his face of wonderment. Not like it's wonderful what is happening before his eyes, like, wait, I wonder what is going on, what is happening and why is it happening? Why does Ford want this? And why Dolores, maybe? And so, I don't know, but I think we will see Bernard running Westworld. But given this finale, why don't we find out where Elsie and Stubbs are? I mean, if they are dead, they could have answered that question like this, with a line of dialogue or a shot of their bodies dead on the ground or buried or whatever. But if they are not, where are they? Why are they still there? And why don't we see their situation, at least to get a glimpse of what is going on and how long have they been there and whatnot? This was indeed a great finale that fits the tapestry of storytelling, the kind of mind-bending and interconnected storytelling that fits into the show beautifully, by the way. I did have some problems with the escape scene because security guards are kind of stupid there and they don't shoot hosts immediately. This is a bittersweet finale because every human is dying. I don't want William to die. I mean, I can't ask for Ford to not die because he got shot in the head, folks. Maybe, just maybe, he can still transfer his conscience into a host body. Clearly hasn't been doing that until now, like I theorized, but maybe he will do it from now on? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Mavis clearly comes back to the park, but it starts shutting down, so she's not there yet. Maybe next season will be called, and we'll have the created narratives of voyagers from the sea going into Asia and starting commerce. This was a fantastic watch. This was fantastic each and every weekend. This was stressful, this was traumatizing, and Ford, aka Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, they made us all go mad. I mean, they were Bernarnold, not even Ford, they were Bernarnold. They had us all going mad each and every week, trying to know what the hell was going on, what was truth, what was not. And I gotta congratulate them for it. This show was so meticulously shot. The music, the characters, the actors portraying these roles, the performances, every single piece of the show was of the highest value possible for TV, maybe even for a movie. This show is an incredible testament to what you can now do on TV. I told people in the beginning of the show, this is the golden age of TV. If this finale doesn't prove it to you, I don't know what does. Westworld absolutely gets a kneel before me. It floored me at every single episode, at every single twist and turn, and I honestly can't wait for next season. I want it to come right next Sunday. What did you think of the finale of the season of Westworld, my beautiful geekies? Do you agree with me that Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan made us all hosts going mad, spiraling out to the edges of the maze? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you want to see in Season 2. Let me know what you think of the little tease that we got to Eastworld with all the samurai out there. What was your favorite character? What was your favorite plot conclusion? What tapestry of storytelling you want to see next season? If you still think we're going to see something like The Maze next season, who is going to be running the park? Maybe Maeve in a kind of very sick twist? Let me know all that in the comments below, and of course, don't forget to start sending me new questions for the hashtag Rogue1Q&A. Leave how many questions you want about anything you want in the comments below. Just leave the hashtag so I can know you want to participate in the Q&A and be eligible for the triple giveaway I'll be making on that video. Of course, once again, my beautiful geekies, thank you for accompanying me in this journey. And if you join the beautiful geeky community, for the Westworld videos. I hope I don't lose you now. We are only 6 subscribers away from 500. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. And of course, you can always like this video and share, because that's an enormous way for you beautiful geekies to help me out. And if you're not subscribed yet, click the button so you can be right here and join us next season for Westworld, and you can join the beautiful geeky community where we can be geeky united. Subscription notifications are going like buggy around, so you can click the bell next to the subscription button so you can be warned every time I upload the video. The journey is over for now. I hope you all enjoyed it. The episodes as much as these reviews and analysis. I certainly enjoy it. I certainly thank you all for accompanying me here and for always sharing your thoughts and tell me if I was wrong, telling me if I was right, anything, sharing your theories and whatnot. And I can't wait for us to be here next season. And for the final time, as of now, in a Westworld review and analysis, stay beautiful, stay geeky, and let us rest our cowboy hats for now. Shit!